Have you ever done something where you thought you got it right, but then you thought about it, and when the opportunity presented itself, you decided to ask somebody what they would do and found out that they would do something different? This happened to me recently. I was out at a party and met somebody who found out what I did and wanted my opinion on a situation. So before telling me what he did specifically, he asked me the question. He said, I have a daughter that's studying internationally, and I have to pay $100,000 a year for tuition. He said, in your opinion, would you take it out of the investments, or would you use a line of credit? Well, I asked him a few more questions before I answered the question, and then he did tell me he was using the line of credit because it is an important detail how he had decided to finance it. And I said, well, in that situation, this is what I would do. And I told him I would use the investments if he had them, liquid cash, to pay off the tuition, but then I would use my line of credit and I would put back the $100,000 each year, and now I get to write off the interest. So you can see in a situation like this, he still has the investments growing, which is what he wanted. He still has the line of credit that he was making payments on, which is what he was doing. But this time, because he had made the investments to replace what he took out of his investments, he could actually deduct it off his income tax. You can imagine how many thousands of dollars this would help save him annually. He looked at me like, really? As simple as that. But that's why it's important that you have a financial advisor. But not only that, that you actually ask those questions in situations where you might think you have the answer, but just to get some confirmation you're on the right track, because nobody wants to pay extra taxes if they don't have to. He couldn't believe it was a light bulb moment that was so simple. And in this case, he could have saved a lot more money. He's probably going to take my advice when he has to pay the tuition next year, but that's the last year. And it's like, he couldn't come to me anyway because I don't live and I'm not licensed in the same province, but it's why I told him he really needs to be running by certain ideas by his financial advisor. And his wife did tell me that, they don't always get the advice that she feels that they should have. Sometimes you have to make the change. Here at Leveque Wealth Planning, we're always open to giving you a second opinion. So if you'd like to know more, give us a call or go on our website and book your free appointment. And until next time, I'm Linda Leveque of Leveque Wealth Planning of IA Private Wealth, saying, you asked, we answered, because we're all about saving today for a richer tomorrow.